2015, but we'll see how it goes. More updates on that car. We did also 3D print 2 miniature WikiSpeed cars, just as fun, cute models, and a set of different brake line clips to try with the help of Stratasys. They were available at the same Boston conference. That was a lot of fun. We talked to PTC, Bridgestone, and Stratasys, and a few other companies about potential sponsorships, and that may happen, which is cool. And in the last week, I made progress on WikiSpeed's 2015 tax filing. For business taxes, we're not late. That's the good news. They have a longer time horizon, or that's my understanding anyway. So worked on that, and then also updated the WikiSpeed credit card and some other financial stuff. And I gave William Newing a raise in the last month. It's still teeny tiny. Yeah, right on, Chris Wallace. I see the sparkle fingers. It's still super teeny tiny and almost insignificant, but his work is amazingly good, and I could afford to give him a little more because of the money coming from the build party from PTC last week. And also worked with Rob Moorbacher on the roll cage of that car, the electric drive module prototype, the motor that he's wound on that car. I'm sure there's more stuff that happened last week. I did make updates to the pedal CAD, and I don't remember if I sent it to Chris Wallace or not, the step file. I don't remember if I did. And I'm partway through the master cylinder and brake pedal assembly, and I hope to take some measurements of the steering rack tonight. So that takes me to next week. Tonight, I hope to make progress on the B31 suspension for Chris Wallace and Hubert Smits, because I hope to ship those this sprint, and also the pedal plate. And I also hope to pair with William Newing on the dashboard. I think there's a bug, and I might be able to fix it. So those are my highest priorities. After that, I found a updated ECU for one of our engines. I hope to start working on getting another engine module ready and running. So we should have 3 in the Linwood shop that are in working condition once that works. I don't think I'll get that done this sprint. I think I'll begin the epic this sprint. That's what I can remember. I don't actually have a single blocking issue right now. The world is magic. And I'll save retrospective till I hear from a few other people. But I should say this is something like a blocking issue. I have a dinner appointment in 9 minutes, so I'll listen to as much as I can, and then I've got to jump. But so I'll stop taking time so I can hear from other folks. Who would like to go next?
Hearing nothing, I will jump in real quick. Okay, hey Joe, it's awesome to see you back. Super awesome. I don't know if we're still doing this, but I'm in Burleson, Texas, USA, or from the Burleson, Texas, USA shop right now. I'm actually in Mansfield, Texas. So last week I inventoried the fasteners to finish up the chassis build and found that I had plenty left, which let the build party go on. I started drilling the access holes in the middle of the long tubes and immediately realized that I made everything look really ugly and don't think I did a great job. So second attempt, I iterated right then and made an improvement and validated that it would work. Also built a tool that would work with it and tested it out. So that's mostly what I did in the shop. There was some other stuff. I mean, there was a lot of running around and cleaning things up also while I was waiting to figure out what was going on. So I also, Joe, you shared with the whole team the pedal plate and what else? The steering rack module, I believe, in CAD. So I did download that. I started working on converting it to the file type I need to make it look super awesome on the website with full interactive capabilities. So what you provided was an STP file. I need an STL file. I did convert it online. That's not how I did it last time, and it doesn't look great. But I validated that it does work. That leads me to a block in a second that I'm not sure what way is up or forward, looking from the front of the car. So I need to figure out where I should know this by now. It's not like I haven't touched the thing. But anyway, I'll cover that in blocks. But so I started converting that. It's not posted yet, but it's in process, both of those. And I should be able to easily clean them up immediately. So next week, I'm going to post those. That's my step 0, which means like tonight or tomorrow. I need to purchase a compact drill to help finish the chassis build. Not help, but actually finish the chassis build. It's actually super required, so I need to get one. I need to work on finishing the chassis build. I also, I need to post a blog, I think, on wikispeed.org, maybe, about my current understanding of size estimation of user stories.
Oh, you saw that on Slack?
Yes,
I just did
immediately.
that like an hour ago.
Yeah. I replied twice already. I also need to rediscover how this was a carryover from last week. I need to rediscover how I got my Geo Magic license working, because there's other people on the team that need this like immediately to do their awesome. And I didn't document it well. I just got it working for me. Okay, so my blocks, again, I don't know what direction the pedal plate is if you're looking at it from the front. I'm also have been a little frustrated by the chassis build. It's way harder to build something than it is to design it or draw it in CAD. And same thing with, it's not just building it with wrenches. That's the same thing with writing programming code or anything. It's way harder to do it. It's the old technician versus engineer dilemma. Luckily, in this case, I'm both one of those people, so I have immediate feedback. And that's it for me. And I will let whoever would love to go next go ahead and go.
Chris, I love every part of your stand-up. Yes, who would like to go next?
This is Jack Kane. I'm new to the team, so I didn't do anything yet, and I don't have anything planned, and that's probably what my blocker is, to know how I might be able to help. I'm in Jersey City, Jersey right now.
Welcome. So glad you're taking the time to check us out, and if we're really lucky, do some awesome together. During sprint planning, which is the second part of the call, and it's usually pretty quick. Let's brainstorm on what you'd like to do and match that to what would be highest priority for the team, the best we know. And we all do this for fun. Not fun for you, we're doing it wrong. So let's find a mix of what would be fun and helpful.
Super, thank you.
I could go next. This is Lauren. Today I am traveling and I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. And didn't do much this week, but I did look again at the 501c and I have to add a page. You need 5 years now, and this form only gives you 4 years. So I added a page to put the 5th year on, and I looked at the data for 2010 to extend it back there, and so that's what I did last week. Next week I'm going to be traveling on Tuesday, so I don't anticipate a lot, except I'll drag out the thing again, and hopefully, yeah. So I'm going to say maybe get another column or two, another column done, and at least review it and keep it fresh in my mind. And so that's it for me. Blocks for me are, yes, traveling, renovating my house. My son's arriving in 2 weeks. So I'm getting ready for all of that, but that could work both ways. Maybe it's a block and maybe it's a boost.
Congratulations on so much good stuff happening. The renovation, family visiting, and the travel, especially to some nice hot places, help clear out the mental blocks by just baking it out. And we're one column at a time. The tortoise won the race, as I remember that one. So one column at a time. We will crush this. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I believe that takes us to me. Can everybody hear me?
Yep, I sure can.
Okay. Good. Then I will wake up my tablet. So I posted a demo. I did get my Haynes manual, and that was one of my carryovers from last week. Is I actually got the Haynes manual, so I can take parts off the Chevy Sprint that I want to WikiSpeed car. I did something new. The video that I posted is kind of a slideshow and kind of a voiceover with a little bit of video mixed in. It's edited, it's posted, and I'd like some feedback if that's going to be enough information for someone to actually do or get a DC controller working in the Linwood shop. That would be great. If it does have some more information, then I'd like to know what I need.
I'll take that on because that's directly going to help me. So I'll take that on, Dr. Wilczek.
Okay. I did bring my hole saw home. I didn't get it used this week. That's going to be going next week. And I messed up on the velocity I posted. I just got the video done. I didn't get the cooling system assembled, so I got 3, not 4. Next week is the carryover for cutting the hole in my Mazda. We get the cable, the cooling system for my DC controller, and locating an electrical junction box to put on top of the DC controller so that all my connections are nice and dry and not subject to weather. No blocks right now, and I guess I went too far, so I'll wait until the next section of the call.
Love it. It's 6:15. Tragically, I actually have to jump. Man, this is the maybe most important part of the call where we discuss a process improvement. I can at least say regarding Chris Wallace, your block, one side of the pedal plate has many more holes than the other. That's the driver's side. Up, gosh, the bottom side has the very most holes. There's 2 groups of a whole bunch of holes in a rectangular pattern. That's the bottom. So the bottom has these 2 sets of rectangular groups of round holes. And then the driver's side has more holes than the passenger side to attach the brake pedal and the accelerator pedal. I don't know if that's enough to help. That's a little bit. I've got to go. I've got an appointment. I think everybody's awesome. I'll look at the email thread. Thank you, people. And for those that have my cell phone, you can text me. I can text back at dinner, and hopefully my wife will me.
Thank you, Joe. That does answer my question. Thanks for bringing baby Senna on the call tonight. That's awesome.
I couldn't stop her.
That's even better.
I wish I had a little bit more time. Thank you, everybody, and I'll send a video from the shop tonight.
If there's no objection, do y'all mind if I pick up where Joe left off?
Sure.
I believe there is one more person on the call that maybe, if they would like to, has not given a stand-up, because I see someone dialed in on the phone, and we also have someone. I'm not sure which one already gave their stand-up, so I'll give a 3 count here. If anyone is on the call that has not yet given a stand-up that would like to, now would be a great time.
Hello.
How's it going?
Fine. Well, it's just my first time joining this startup meeting, and I haven't done anything yet. I just wanted to join. It was difficult for me because I was living in Europe, in Barcelona. I was more active there, trying to bring Joe there to make some meetings and things like that. And now that I am in the Caribbean, it's more easy regarding time zone to participate to some things. I don't know to which extent exactly I will be able to help, but I just wanted to join to say hi to everybody.
Oh, that is awesome. And what was your name again?
Bruno. I'm Bruno. Bruno Zani. Let me put a camera. I think that I have the camera. Hi, it's me.
Oh, that is awesome. How's it going, Bruno? I think you probably already picked up on, since I think you were actually maybe the first one on the call here, at least before I showed up. This portion we do what we did last week, what we're doing next week, and any blocks that are in the way, which you actually already just covered completely. And I think from everything I've seen, as you would be the last person to do this portion. So now we're going into process improvement, which is where each team member suggests a process improvement, and the team as a whole votes on which one we think is the one we should try for this week. And then we also, actually, right before that, we do a retrospective where you grade, or not grade, you rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 10 of how well you think you were able to participate or contribute to the team. And then you rate the team on how you feel about the goals of the team as a whole. Again, on a scale from 1 to 10. So I'll go first. I actually don't have a process improvement. I really tried to write one down this time, and I don't. So I'm going to continue last week's just as an example, which is I really think getting the CAD for the car posted publicly is a great idea. We're in the process of doing that. So I think continuing last week's process improvement is actually going to be super beneficial. For a retrospective, I would give myself a 7. I kind of flubbed up a fairly precious, expensive piece of aluminum in the shop this last week, testing my theory, and it didn't end up like I wanted it to. But I will add 4 points to myself for trying, so I think that maybe give me a solid 11. I'll go a 9 for the team because I don't. That's how else are we gonna get better? And that wraps it up for me. Who would like to go next?
Okay.
I can go. Yeah.
Is Lauren having technical difficulties?
I'm back.
Okay, awesome.
Hello. Yeah, can you hear me okay? I'll put my headset on if you can.
No, you're good to go.
Good? You're good? Okay. So my rating, I'm going to do 2 for me, a 10 for the team. Process improvement. I came up with something in connection with our discussion last week, Chris, about possible spin-off kinds of things, and in connection with the we're whipping up some kind of software. Are we? Is it a board, a backlog Scrum board? Is that correct, Chris?
We had a team working on that. That was a WikiSpeed team, and I think Joe is actually doing that on his own now, or not on his own, but is also pursuing that through a commercial company.
Yeah.
But yes, that is absolutely correct.
Okay, so I had an idea that I think it's just a general good idea, but it would be a good fit for WikiSpeed, which is an app or a software that, and I don't know if this is a process improvement exactly, but it's along the line of that spin-off for that, something that we use that maybe would make available if you. It would be a something where you would in planning your day, I got to get groceries or do this or that, and then you list the transportation you have, which could include your car, your bike, your walking, or getting something delivered, and then it would estimate the carbon footprint of each one with customized to you. So anyway, I'll throw that out there.
That is awesome, Lauren. I don't even know if that's a process improvement. I think that's like a project that we need to tackle. Yeah, that's amazing. So who would like to go next?
No, I didn't hear anybody, so I guess I'll go next. I'm going to give myself, I thought a 10, but there was one thing I didn't get done, so I'm going to give myself a 9. I did get the video done, and I did get more of my sprint done than I thought I'd be able to. And a solid 9 for the team. Stuff is still happening. there's emails going through, there's demos going through. So as for a process improvement, again, I didn't come up with anything, so I will stop talking and let the next person go.
All right, our phone caller just dropped off. So, Bruno, if you would like to give something like a retrospective and process improvement now, you're welcome to. If you prefer to opt out, since this is your first time on the call,
Well,
you're welcome to do that
it's
too.
difficult to give a retrospective because it's just my first time to join, so I haven't done anything yet. I just try to catch up. I mean, all the different things, and well, I hope to be able to. I don't know how from here in the Caribbean. I'm in Guadeloupe, in a small island. I don't know if there is any more people involved in the WikiSpeed project here. I met some people when I was living in Spain. We tried to organize some events and some things like that. But now that I'm here and helping with the new law, helping my families and so on, I don't know if there is some people around here. So I have to certainly check the backlog and see how I can help. You just talk about an app or this kind of project. I may be able to try to find out exactly if I can help in this app, for example, or try to check out this. I don't know, for next week. I mean, I can just cannot make any retrospective.
Oh, that is awesome, awesome. Yeah, I'll also say I joined the team, and it had to have been at least a year and a half, almost 2 years. Yeah, probably 2 years before I was able to start working on the car part of the project. So I started dealing with like servers and website stuff and whatever like that too. So that is definitely okay. So I believe I will ask again, is there anyone on the call that has a process improvement or a retrospective that has not yet given it? All right, awesome. So I think that there was only one suggestion for a process improvement, which was creating some sort of an app or software. I would say that this thing that is a good way to estimate a carbon footprint, which actually I think if we narrow it down to that portion, and Lauren, you're welcome to modify that. In fact, anyone's welcome to modify that. But I think if we stick to the ability to estimate the carbon footprint, that's a great thing that we can add as a feature all over the place, and also is seriously a very important thing to track as an automotive manufacturer. So does anyone have any modifications or improvements or alternate suggestions for the ability to estimate a carbon footprint? All right. So do we want to do yays or nays? What do we want to do? Do we want to? I can't see everybody. Well, the only person I can't see is Michael. So do you want to yell out your yay or nay while we raise our hands, or on the count of three,
Sure,
or what do
works.
we? Okay, 1, 2, 3. That's all.
Yay.
Yay! Yahoo! Woohoo! Okay. Well, I think that we have our process improvement, and that puts this Scrum stand-up in the books, as they say. Which brings us to crosstalk and general discussion and things that we can talk about that'll get us immediately actionable and get some of this stuff knocked out. Does anybody have anything to discuss immediately? Would like to start?
Yeah. I have two quick things. One, I want to change my for the team, my retro for the team to an 11 because we got so many people on this call and new people. So that's very. We've been doing this faithfully for every week, whether there's like 2 people or 5 or 6. It's really gratifying that we get more people on the call, and to me it's very helpful to it move me along and so forth. The second thing is that on the ability to estimate the carbon footprint, I'm going to post, and maybe you can suggest somewhere to post it. It's an article in a Canadian online alternate news publication, which was about a deep look at. It actually is. It talked a little bit about Tesla and whether electric cars could overall reduce carbon footprint under other circumstances. It dived pretty deep, and that's what got me thinking about this. So I'll post it, and I'm going to ask Chris if there's a place to go.
Lauren, if you'll post that to the Google group forum, or you have access to Slack now too. I monitor both of those on a regular basis. If it should be shared with the public, we can use it as a link, maybe on a blog or something like that. Or we don't really have a link site or link page on the site right now. But if you have something that like a little introduction you want to type up with it, we can actually share that as a blog maybe. Also, I agree with the idea. Go ahead, Bruno.
Yes, I have a question. I just wanted to clarify what you call the carbon footprint. Are you considering the footprint? I mean, when the phase when the car is in construction, or just after, when the car is already built and we use the car and we try to compare regarding to the bicycle or not? Because there is from time to time some estimation of considering that to make, for example, a battery or to make some parts of the car, there is a carbon that is put in the atmosphere more than, for example, that if you are considering all the type of vehicles.
Yeah,
is that clear for you? So is that a carbon footprint after the car has been built, or just from the very beginning?
I'm thinking of the broad thing, including the cost of parts of the manufacturer.
I cannot hear you very well.
Hey,
sorry.
Bruno, can you mute your microphone? We're getting feedback off of your microphone.
Okay.
Right at the top of the screen.
Okay, can you hear me now? Is that better? Yeah. Okay. So yes, I'm thinking of as comprehensive as possible: the manufacture, the disposal, and maybe even beyond carbon footprint. For example, the article I read was talking about lithium, the costs of lithium mining. It pointed out that the James Bond movie Quantum of Solace was about the devastation caused in Colombia, I think, by lithium mining. So, basically, I like to think big and build out and think as big as possible. So that's what I was thinking of. I know that may be harder, but at least you throw in some kind of estimate.
So your answer is both. Yes to both, which I agree with. That's what I was going to say. Yes to both of your questions. My question would be, since this needs to be something immediately actionable, is there some sort of an equation or algorithm for a simple set of circumstances that can be used to calculate the carbon footprint? I mean, I'm sure it's published all over the place. I mean, it's an incredibly important thing that a lot of people have been working on. And the real question is that algorithm different in those two situations that you're asking about?
Oh yeah, because basically then the car is, I think they said it's 2 years. The manufacture of the car for an average person is equivalent to 2 years of driving it in terms of carbon.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 years, something like that.
Cool. Hey, I also want to second your. It's awesome that so many new people and so many people showed up on the call tonight. I was actually getting worried there for a second, real early on the call when I showed up late, that we were going to have to figure out what the limit of the Google Hangouts was, find an alternate thing right in the middle. All right.
Sorry, have you seen any difference in the carbon footprint to manufacture an electric car compared to a gas oil? I mean, gas car.
I know very little about it. I know very little about it. The article didn't refer to that. It was just referring to the projected number of people who are going to have cars. A bunch of really big topics. And it was also talking about trains, and I walk everywhere, and I know a lot of people who ride bikes, and and one reason to bring it up is that when I talk about WikiSpeed, some people just say, "Oh, come on, it's still a car. Why drive a car, a full car to do things?" So where I live. There's a lot of people with pedal cars and bionics, various electric assisted bikes and things like that. And actually, on the island, I live on the world record holder for human powered transportation, which is a recumbent bike with a carbon shell. He lives on the island and manufactures his bikes on the island. So. But I'm not. It would take some research and some work, but I think it'd be a fun and interesting app and project, and may have some big surprises. Like I know there's some things that show that, for example, if you decide to run 10 miles. And to pick up your groceries and run home, you may use up a lot of carbon in doing that, because you'll eat all your groceries by the time you get home.
I would add to that, Bruno, that is actually maybe the best question we can ask about if it takes so much more carbon to manufacture one solution that uses less carbon than another. And in the end, the average expected usage adds up to more, and the one that uses less over time. I'm sorry, I probably said all that wrong. I think you know where I'm going with this. That if an electric engine took so much to manufacture that the payoff would never exist, then we don't go that route. So that's actually an excellent question for anything that we're trying to do. Is what is the upfront carbon cost, and what is the long-term expected average? I even wrote it down. So that's, yeah, cool.
Is there anything else we want to talk about?
I did want to mention that I think that Joe just said that there might be the possibility of 3 working engine modules at the Linwood shop. Is that correct? Did I hear that correctly? Did anyone else hear that?
That's what I think I heard as well.
Okay, so if we can verify that, that needs to go on our Wikipedia page, which, like, the last couple updates were like, we haven't been able to produce a working engine module, and then we've been able to produce one. So that seems like the latest trend of what's going on. So a nice sentence that explains that we're fully involved in that may be helpful. If I remember, or actually if I read this tomorrow, I'll try to throw something up about it. But that may be something to keep in mind, that we do have a Wikipedia page out there that does not have a huge amount of information about WikiSpeed.
All right, guys. Sounds like we're all talked out.
I believe so. I don't have anything else to add. Does anyone else have anything to discuss? All right. I believe that wraps us up. I do need to ask everyone right now. I know one person dropped off the call, but I did start recording this in the middle of Joe's stand-up. So is everyone okay with this being recorded and being posted to YouTube? That's on the call right now?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Well, then good to go. I will get that posted up. And it was awesome talking to all of you as usual.
See you next week.
Good
All
night.
right, good night, guys.